Here we go. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. It's July 21st. Uh Market's still humming and the market having a nice purr to it is it's a good thing for all of us. And it's why I remain very, very bullish on where we are, where we're headed, and what the long-term, medium to short-term prospectus is for our business, our industry, and our region. Um, Handful of things. Today's kind of a foreshadow for you. A lot of internal updates for you. We've had some compliance things. I know I sent a rather long email. I try not to send you emails often, but I sent a rather long email with some explanations as it relates to compliance and some things that we've been working on to create efficiencies for you. Um, in that efficiencies, we created some unintentional friction in the system know that we are working to address. Steph is going to jump on to help you guys understand where we are, what we were up to. Um, and then after that, the back end of the meeting, I will finish with just kind of like KW Milwaukee update. Where are we? How am I thinking about the world? How are we structuring our teams to best serve you? Because the one thing that's true is the industry has changed so much, and the technology and the things and the tools and systems that you guys utilize is changing so much. We restructured the team a little bit in terms of roles and responsibilities at the end of mid to late June. And so I just wanted to kind of give you an update as to how I'm thinking about how we serve you and how we operate the brokerage. Sound good? Cool. Yes. Thank you. Here, let me do this. Boom. Is that better, Liz? All right, sweet. So jumping into it, mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. We'll talk about that more here at the end. But we have a handful of people to celebrate who capped in the month of June as a follow-up from last week's conversation. So I wanted to provide you a follow-up. There's a common theme in this group that we're going to celebrate today who capped in the month of June, and it's a theme of transformation. As we go through the list of 10 to 12 people that we have here in front of me, there's a common theme where people have completely transformed what it is that they are doing and how they're living their lives to the benefit of those that they not only serve, but also those that they serve like at home, their families, their spouses, their partners, their kids. So first up, incredible conversation of transformation has effectively 4 to 5x his business in the 2 to 3 years he's been with us. Is building out his investment portfolio out in Lake Country. Got to give a shout out to Jeff Johns for capping in the month of June. Staying out in Lake Country, very similarly, quietly goes about her business, does it with high morals, high integrity, high ethics, does an incredible job out in Lake Country. Congrats to Ann for capping in the month of June. Next up, everyone's favorite wide receiver from the University of Wisconsin La Crosse out of the North Shore. He has taken his talents and now he's running 100-mile races. And talk about someone who understands the grind and discipline of lead generation and how it translates into his athletic pursuits. Congrats to Steve Law for capping in the month of June. Next up, over in Prestige, we have an incredible woman who's kind of like the mother hen of the Prestige office, Mercedes Lumens, an incredible woman. Her and her husband, Larry, always are thinking about others and the way they serve, providing opportunities, and always giving back, mentoring other people. Merce and her husband, Larry, are great people within our community. Congrats, Merce, for capping in the month of June. Next up, back out in Lake Country, very similar vibe. Someone who's always mentoring, always asking great questions, always giving feedback, always thinking about how does this impact not only those that we serve, but the industry in which we operate in. Congrats to Robin McCormick for capping in the month of June. Back over east in the North Shore, this woman's been at this game for a long time, a long, long time, and she has done incredible things in our community and done incredible work downtown in Milwaukee in the condo market. Congrats to Nancy Meeks for capping in the month of June. Next up, everyone should have a friend like this person. Why? Because she is an incredibly loyal person. And I've seen it firsthand in how it shows up in her business, but also in the way that she serves her friends, her family, and the way she operates her business. An incredibly loyal woman. Amy Merrick, congrats for capping in the month of June. Next up, someone who's transitioned to us within the last 12 months, absolutely ingratiated herself into the community and the culture of how we operate, and it's been a joy and a pleasure to have her energy in and around the bullpen in the North Shore. Congrats to Julie Olson for capping in the month of June. All right, back out west. This is a cool story. It goes to the continuation of transformation. Katie Sayers has been in this business for a long time, and her husband was in the car business for 40 plus years. He left the car business within the last 12 months to jump all in with Katie to help serve clients out in Lake Country. Congrats to Katie and Jeff for capping in the month of June. All right, next up, we have over in the innovation office, Rachel, who goes about her business working with Noah and the Brew City Capital team. They are doing developments. They're serving what I call retail, residential retail. They're doing a mix of everything, and Rachel has been a great addition to our environment over in innovation. Congrats for capping in the month of June. All right, two OGs to talk about. This is a good story, and I always tell this story because it's the story I think of first when I think of this person, because it shows to what she's willing to do for other people, no matter the ask. A few years ago, a couple of us got stuck at Midway at 1 a.m, and I put a PBA out in the Facebook group, and Karen Spinty picked us up at 1 a.m at Midway Airport, because that's how incredible of a person she is. She also has an amazing retreat over on the Milwaukee River. It's really cool. Karen has been a great member of our environment for, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, 10 years. But Karen, congrats for capping in the month of June. Next up, the first agent who took the leap of faith to jump into the KW environment. And he's been here ever since. The mayor of the bullpen in the North Shore, Mr. Andy Stillman. And then lastly, in the month of June, an incredible woman, really talks about transformation, not only personally, but professionally in her health journey as well. Congrats to Ellie Volters for capping in the month of June. Incredible group of folks, incredible people doing incredible things. And I want to continue that theme of celebrating. And because here's the interesting fact. Last week, I shared with you GCI in the month of June for our organization was 33% higher than it was the year before. And because, oh, my apologies. And I have one more person that was stuck in there. An incredible man, always willing to give of his time and talent, whether it's the Shorewood Men's Club to now living in Mequon. Him and Connie have done incredible things in this business over the last 30 to 40 years. They've been staples in the community. Dusty, congrats for capping in the month of June. All right, now shifting over to June awards, something to highlight, and what I was alluding to is with GCI's up 33%, it also means that you guys are up to incredible things. Here's the first time this has ever happened. Our June home run club, which is one listing taken, one contract written, and one contract closed, is 2 pages and three columns. I share that with you because I say this often, and sometimes it resonates and sometimes it doesn't. Lean on your friends. I heard a quote last week. A lot of people's egos are too big to ask for help, and their compassion or their risk, their ego is too big to ask for help, and their ego is too small as to willing to take a risk. And basically the point of it is like, don't be afraid to ask for help. It's amazing how help will show up amongst your businesses. $1 Million Month Club in the month of June as well. I don't want to downplay this, but I'm also sensitive of your time and what we ask of you in your time. It's a 2-page list. So it's an incredible group of people doing incredible things. And it's also a testament to what you guys are achieving. But also, as I told you, the industry is humming right now. And that's a good thing. You guys are taking more than your unfair share and advantage of it. GCI for agents on a team. These are agents on a team. We got to give a shout out to Katie G on El Safi right now. #1 agent on a team for GCI. Will Stallé, Ginger Lazovic, Stephanie Miller, Betsy Williamson, Martha Olla, Amelia, Janine Warner, Kathy Shaw, Kathy Demuth, and Gretchen Menard, Jonathan Newby, Carrie Tabor, Jason Stelling, Lauren Siegel, and Andrea Kwok, rounding it out for agents with GCI on a team. Next up, this is highest percentage increase volume year to date. Got to give a shout out to Jacob Helland, Nolan, Lisi, Nicole, Jason, Benji, Francois, Gina, Mitchell Schmidt, Susie Meyer, Morgan McCabe, Katie Sayers, Lori Flatt, Sherry Ryder, and Charlie Walker, rounding it out for the highest percentage increase this year to date through June. June individual GCI, top 20. Molitor leading the way by Maggie Drain, Abigail Jacqua, Casey Lopez, Mary Deacon, Abby Wall, Karen Spinty, Lauren Stoner, Ethan Masson, Charlie Walker, Tracy Christensen, Paris Hebner, Katie Rumor, Dave Gasvain, Tori Wagner, Sally Prell, Doreen Drummel, Chris Fenice, Nancy Meeks, and Judy Moffitt. Year-to-date individual units closed. Molitor leading the way as he has for the last several years. It's 60 closed units with Laura Stoner right behind him at 40. And you can see down the list with Abby Wall, Oberbrunner, Moffitt, Jacqua, Bednarik, Lopez, Deacon, Masson, Paris Ebner, Reese, Joey Carini, Becky Thomas, Kim Yanchenski, Allison Maris, Mary Walgren, William Lauer, Charlie Walker, Robin Harshaw, and Lindsay Andrews. And year-to-date individual GCI for top 20 in the company year-to-date through June. You can see here Molitor, Stoner, Wall, Drain, Flat, Jacqua, Moffitt, Lopez, Oberbrunner, Deacon, Masson, Hebner, Reese, Thomas, Bednarik, Zeman, Rumor, Gesvain, Cohn, Mary Walgren, and Annie Jerzyk rounding it out for top 20 individual agents year-to-date for GCI. June, Team GCI, FRG leading the way. Highmark, SRG, El Safi, Wendorf, Ty, Gallagher, Lake Country, House to Home, Matson Real Estate, Houseworks Collective, Ratino Kuiper, Lake Country Real Estate Group, Champaign, A-Key Home, Fair Hinton, Enlighten, Root River, PFPG, Holt, Double Bolt rounding it out for the month of June. Year-to-date team units, Highmark leading the way at 180, FRG at 148, Root River at 135, El Safi, Wendorf, Stallé, A-Key Home, Matson, Ty, House to Home, Blackstone, Ratino Kuiper, Milwaukee Real Estate Collective, Kettle Moraine, PFPG, Fair Hinton, Champaign, Houseworks, Gallagher, On Point, and the Seaward Group rounding it out for year-to-date team units, followed by Team GCI, Highmark leading the way of total Team GCI, FRG, El Safi, SRG, Wendorf, Root River, Matson, Ty, Gallagher, Lake Country, House to Home, A-Key Home, Fair Hinton, Team Trimble, Houseworks, Rotino, Dusty's, On Point, Champaign, Lake Country, and the Gossman Group rounding it out for top 20 teams GCI through the month of June. Woo! Here's a point to it. That doesn't happen by accident. And so the reason why we share these things with you and for you on a monthly basis is more so of like inspiration and aspiration. Inspiration, aspiration. What am I inspired by? Who am I inspired by? Where am I seeking inspiration? What is it that I aspire to do? You're at the midway point effectively. What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to achieve? A lot of people are achieving incredible things. Ask them for coffee, go to lunch, learn and lean from others, and it'll be amazing what you can accomplish. One thing I did want to highlight is last week we shared with you this element, and profit share this morning drops. $100,000 drops into bank accounts, which is 11% increase over June of last year, bringing our total year-to-date at 416, which is a 15% increase year-to-date. Mandy and I were talking yesterday as we got the reports to see what was dropping into people's bank accounts, and I thought I would highlight a few things for you. In our total environment in the month of June, there were 134 people who earned the opportunity of profit share. 134 in our environment. Okay. There were 13 people who achieved it for the very first time. There were 23 people who achieved what we call the car payment tier. So 23 people made more than $500 in the month of June. There were 16 people who made north of $1,000 in the month of June. And there were 9 people who made north of $2,000 in the month of June. 134 people earned the opportunity of profit share. And you can see here, there's a lot of people who are having a meaningful and tangible impact to their lives and their businesses and what it is that they choose to do with the opportunity that profit share provides. So we thought we'd share some of those insights with you this morning. All right, with that, the moment you've all been waiting for, Lieutenant Conard is going to be coming on to help you understand how we've attacked the compliance review piece of it. On any given day, we have 600 files that are waiting to be reviewed, and we needed to create efficiency to our processes. So, Lieutenant, what do these guys need to know as it relates to the follow-up to the email I sent last week, and how are we attacking this moving forward?
All right, good morning. Yeah, as you guys can see, we are having a record year, and so files are coming in all the time, 24/7. So congratulations to you guys. But yeah, to help improve efficiency. So at the end of June, Kimmy and Charlie hired a virtual assistant. So you guys are seeing a new name around, Heather Van Fleet. She is doing a kind of pre-checklist, pre-approval of our opportunities when you guys submit them. So this is to improve efficiency with our compliance review process. It allows ample time for you guys to make any corrections that you might need to do. And then just as a reminder, one of us is always doing a final approval of the opportunity. So again, she's just kind of in the background doing a pre-check for us, so that we can be more efficient with our final review. So again, you guys will be seeing her name, Heather Van Fleet. She's been a big help already. So we're happy to have her on board. And then I just wanted to go over, kind of the things that we're looking for, again, in our file review checklist, with our major contracts, of course. So again, the listing contract, the things that we're looking for are commission. So we must be clearly noting a specific percentage in that listing contract for the total commission. It cannot be arranged. This will be returned and it would need to be amended. So again, it's got to be a specific percentage. Delivery lines, so this must be checked, and email addresses for both the seller and the listing agent must be added. And if it's not originally added, again, we're going to be asking for that amendment. Signatures, of course, you'll be surprised at how often these are missing. A contract needs to be signed in order for it to be valid. So it's got to be signed by at least one seller, and then, of course, the listing agent. And then as a reminder, it's only one signature is required from a seller. And then if there are more than one seller, of course, they'll need to sign, and all sellers will need to sign offer to purchase. Multiple representation, so we need to make sure that one of these is indicated. And then a broker's signature on any amendment. So we did want to clarify this. We only need, your brokers only need to sign an amendment to the listing contract when it terminates the listing contract, if it amends the commission amount, or shortens the term of a listing contract. We do not need to sign price adjustments. Only these three would qualify for a broker signature. All right, so then moving on to the offer to purchase. Again, first thing we're looking for, agency. This must be indicated. This is lines 1 and 2. This is very important. Our sellers and our listing agents need to have an understanding who that buyer's agent or agent is working for in the transaction. Earnest money, this needs to reflect the same location as the earnest money receipt. So we're going to be looking at both of those. The inspection contingency, a report must be uploaded if an inspection contingency is included. If the buyer is our client and there is no inspection selected, an acknowledgement of risk form must be uploaded in lieu of that inspection report. The financing contingency, I'm going to go over this again. This is new for us, actually, in terms of our requirement for a proof of funds. So again, if there is a loan, if there is a financing contingency, we are going to ask for that signed loan commitment letter or the loan commitment letter signed by the buyer. The loan commitment with the permission to deliver or the loan commitment letter signed by the buyer. Either works. If no financing contingency is selected, a proof of funds must be provided. This is what is new for us. So we're going to be looking for that too. All right, next up, reminders around commission. So this needs to be filled in and read percentage of that purchase price or a specific dollar amount. Oftentimes what we're seeing is just the percentage indicated, not followed by of purchase price. So it needs to read percentage of the purchase price, 2.4% of the purchase price. And then as a reminder, as of January 1st, commission is only going to be handled within the terms of the offer to purchase. 99% of you are already operating this way. There are a few stragglers out there who are still using compensation agreements. These are going to be going away as of January 1st. Again, so this line is going to be omitted from the listing contract beginning the first of the year. So just as a reminder, if you guys are in the habit of practicing with compensation agreements, and indicating that offer of compensation within the listing contract, I would encourage you to just omit that altogether now. All right, RECR, the real estate condition report. So missing that date at the top of the real estate condition report, we're going to start returning the file for correction. And this also applies to the condo addendum to the real estate condition report. Is that date that is buried within that first paragraph? It is very often that we are missing this altogether. And the importance of this, as a reminder, an incomplete real estate condition report gives a buyer rescission rights. So this is why we're really pushing for that. I know it seems small, but these are all meaningful things to protect you. All right. And then also, this is new. We're excited about this. It used to be the case that after you had submitted an opportunity and the closing date changed, we were not able to change the closing date. You as agents are still not able to change it, but we on the back end can change it for you. So if your offer closing date changes, whether it's moved up or back, please tag Ashley in command, and then we can go ahead and change that on the back end for you. Again, this is most relevant when closing dates are moving up, but please tag us if there's any change. All right, and then it's been a minute since we have reminded you guys about continuing education. We are in our biennium. So continuing education coursework is due December 14th. We are requiring that you guys send us that final certificate once you've completed it. So again, any North Shore agent, please send your final certificate to Ashley. Lake Country, Tosa, and South Shore, you're going to send it to me. Prestige and Ozaki County, you're going to send that to Eileen. And there's no Southwest peeps on here, but that's going to go to Lisa. So again, you guys, we just encourage you to complete that through the WRA, fastest, most efficient way to do it. And then send us those final certificates. And then as always, call or text the line. We actually do have a favor, and we would love for you guys, instead of sending or leaving any voicemails, if we do not pick up for any reason, please just shoot us a quick text. That is the most efficient way to get our attention. That's all I got. So thank you guys for bearing with us. You guys are busy as heck. It's awesome.
Yeah, I will reiterate what I sent to you on Friday. One, I apologize for any unintended consequences we created in this. Two, the impetus behind where this came from is we actually did an audit. We did it without the state forcing us to, but we did an audit in terms of have up-to-date record keeping best practices to making sure that we're protecting you and protecting the brokerage. And in that audit, we had found things that we needed to clean up, which is where a lot of this is coming from. Two of the biggest ones that we noticed, one was proof of funds on non-financed transactions, which is 31% of our overall transactions. Like, we are required by state law to hold a proof of funds letter. We need it. We're going to be holding to that. The second piece is the incomplete record. The amount of incomplete records we found on the audit of missing a date and allowing buyers to have rescission rights was way too much risk. And so we are going to be more stringent in that area. We tried to make it very black and white, and that's why we hired Heather to come in to make it a pre-checklist, but know that a broker is always in the background before we give final approval on all files. Does that make sense? Questions, concerns, honestly, or quite frankly, feedback. This is stemming from feedback, which is why we addressed it. We want to know feedback. So if there's something that happened that you're like, hey, this is creating more friction in the airwaves that's necessary, just let us know, because we really don't intend for that to happen. And at the same time, we need clean and complete records of transactions. Cool? Sweet. On behalf of myself and the compliance team, we do apologize that we created any sort of friction in the airwaves. So, all right. With that, I'm flipping it over to Linz, who's going to take us through some tech and marketing updates.
All right. Just a couple of reminders in regards to the Agent Hub and some of those resources. Stay.
Just move on.
All right. Point is, download the KW MKE app. There is also a desktop version, so make sure that you have both of those. You have that one saved on your desktop, bookmark it. The Agent Hub will eventually be located directly through the KW MKE app, but there is a desktop version as well. So make sure that you have those saved on your computer and on your phone. All right, so taking it into some marketing updates. So our marketing concierge has been hard at work creating some brand new templates for you guys so that you have a successful back half of the year. And so I'm going to go over some of those today. And we really like to offer you guys refreshed marketing materials every single year just to keep your branding modern, relevant, professional. So we're going to be starting to update all of those templates that are in our marketing concierge. And we started with business cards, email signatures, and agent announcement posts. So you'll start to see those all updated if you're in there requesting new materials. So our goal with that is to always make sure that you guys are showing up with confidence. It's saving you time, and to ensure that your marketing is aligned with your brand and your reputation. So you'll start to see new templates for all of our listing materials, flyers, brochures, postcards, things like that. So stay tuned for all of those. In addition, we kind of revamped a little bit of our 12 Direct campaign. Not only do we have the Green Bay Packers schedule available and the Wisconsin Badgers schedule available, but we wanted to really optimize this content for social media in order to keep your audience more engaged and more fun too, that you can share out. So we created these game day guides for the Packers and the Badgers. So along with those schedules, you can offer these game day guides to let people know where to watch the game, where to pregame, and where to get ready before kickoff, whether they're driving up to Green Bay or they're in Madison for the game. And so hopefully that you guys find these fun and engaging, and you can connect with your audience at an even higher level on social media. So these are available now. If you scan that QR code, that's going to take you to the folder with all of those grab and go materials, with our entire 12 Direct campaign, all of our local posts there. But we optimize these for Instagram stories as well as an Instagram carousel post. So you'll see those available and ready to download. And finally, we wanted to take those Keller Williams Milwaukee luxury stats and make them into a more marketable asset for you to share out. So you can now showcase KW MKE's presence in the luxury market with the polished, data-driven materials that reinforce your expertise and your credibility, so that you can really demonstrate the strength of KW MKE's luxury brand, and really spark those meaningful conversations that you have with your buyers and sellers, and position yourself as the trusted local luxury market leader. So we took those statistics and we put them into a PDF flyer. This is also available in our listing presentations that we offer through the marketing concierge. And then we also took those again and optimized them for social media. So scan that QR code. All of those materials are available in there for you to download and utilize. Keep them in your back pocket, add them to your content calendar for social media. And that way you can share our story on the luxury space. So that is all I have. Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks, Linz. Goal is to make your life easier every day. Woot, what do these guys need to be paying attention to for upcoming education events?
Good morning. So we have a reschedule of last week's APHW Zoom regarding like how to make your deals stronger, how to get more referrals through using a home warranty. So come check that out on Thursday morning. And then we are almost halfway through Ignite. Got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Tomorrow we have Taylor Kulik going through her open house strategy and how she gets her leads from open houses. And then on Mondays, we have the time management with the 401 with Jennifer Baldwin. If you wanted to just come to that class, please register to make sure we have enough seats. And then coming up next week, reminder, we have our AI workshop. We're going to be announcing a lot of the cool things that you're going to be learning at this workshop. So stay tuned for that information. But again, this is free for you and we'll have it at the Zufari Center. So please register. Family Day is this week, Thursday. Sounds like the air is nice and clear for us, so we should have a really fun time out there at State Fair. We've got the dunk tank lined up, lots of food, lots of treats, lots of activities for everybody to enjoy, so please join us. And another special thank you on the next slide to our sponsors for Family Day. We generally could not do what we do here at KW Milwaukee without the generosity of our vendors. So most of our vendors are going to be out there with us celebrating the day. So please join us and meet your sponsors. And last but not least, Mega Camp, Wednesday, August 19th. Simon Sinek is the keynote speaker. And this once in a lifetime chance probably to go see him live. So there's a big group of agents going down to San Antonio in August. Join us.
Sweet. Thanks, Woot. All right, quick mortgage update for you before we get into the next thing.
Morning, everybody. All right, so never the exciting news to share, but rates are climbing back a little bit. Interesting to look at where we were last year. We're kind of right at the same spot, just a little bit below 6.8%. So a lot of that is due to kind of everything going on overseas right now. So hoping we get a little bit of a drop here as we head into fall. So on July 11th, there's a new law put into place. It's called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act. And there's a lot in it. I encourage you to check it out. But I'll just kind of give you the cliff notes of it. The main goal was to increase housing supply and improve affordability. So this is the largest federal housing reform in over 30 years. So like I said, there's a lot in there. So you might want to check it out. But in terms of the cliff notes, in terms of developments, there's going to be a lot faster of approvals. They're lightening up on some of the regulations. But one of the big things, we don't see it a lot in Milwaukee, but I think over time it would obviously help us out that a lot of the large companies that own over 350 single family homes are no longer allowed to buy those investment properties here. So opens up the door for families to get their single family homes and not have to compete with big corporations. Another thing is that with some of those regulations on the developments, we're going to see probably more new builds over time. So from a lending standpoint, I think it's going to be a lot easier to lend on some of those new construction properties. So things to look out for. And that's it for today, guys.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
All right, here we go. I'm going to wrap it up for you. A few market insights I just wanted to touch base on. One is providing you with the accepted offer data that we shared last week. You can see here, really the biggest change is the inspection contingency flip within the marketplace, as well as a higher incidence of cash offers, but so on and so forth, providing you this data so that you can help keep your clients up to speed as to what's going on in the marketplace, as to what's winning. Share with you the grocery store market of the moment script. All of this is uploaded. Actually, yesterday during our team meeting that we had as a leadership team on Monday morning, Willis dropped the latest lore in June into the KW Milwaukee app and then asked it to give a summary as if he was going to the grocery store, and it gave it 3 bullet points. Also, you can download the report in case you want to utilize any of the data, but just more so of helping you understand that all the resources are right at your fingertips as you prep for that elevator pitch. Lastly, I'll leave you with this. A lot of internal things today. I thought it would be appropriate to give you a little bit of an organizational overview as we sit here in July of 2026 as the way I'm thinking about the organization and how we best serve you. First, I'd share with you is this. Our desire is to be the premier place for you guys to operate your business in Southeastern Wisconsin, committed to delivering unparalleled experiences that empowers your growth, fuels your success, and enriches the communities we serve. The last piece being the most important. It's not lost on us as we have continued to be blessed to continue to grow and scale, that we continuously give back to the communities that we serve to enrich those that that look to us for our professional services. Our goal as a team is to deliver custom tailored support for you, dynamic training and education that allows you to elevate your level of productivity in vibrant and inclusive cultures that make business both purposeful and fun. That's our purpose as a team. We talk about it every week on Monday at 10 a.m. when we meet as a team with all 30 of our leadership team members. And I thought I'd share with you how we think about our internal flywheel. Okay. Every business has a flywheel. You have a flywheel as well. Ours looks like this. We are a personal development company. Growth is the forefront of everything we think about, whether how we're helping you grow personally or professionally. Growth leads to productivity. Productivity is a matter of how and where the productivity occurs, whether we're speaking about your financial situation, how we're improving your tax situation, how we're helping you think about your relationships with your spouses or peers or partners or kids or whatever it might be. It is an element of productivity. We think about the holistic person. We're in business with the whole person. When we help you grow and we drive productivity across all things in your life holistically, it grows market share and influence. And when you have market share and influence, it creates retention. That's our flywheel. We are in business with the whole person, and we want to focus on the whole person. And when we focus on how we drive productivity, it leads to market share and influence. And when you have market share and influence, it creates a stickiness to our business model. That's how I think about what it is that we do and what we are tasked with and how we serve you every single day. The roadmap to our success is both macro and micro. Okay. And I'll share with you the way I think about the macro strategy and the micro strategy. This is the macro strategy. Okay. The macro strategy is, here's the truth. We segment our associate population into 3 segments. There is a new population, there is an experienced population, and there is a top population. The experience that every one of these associate populations that looks to us to serve them is different in each element of where you are in your business. The new agent needs a roadmap to success in order to create income. How do we deliver that? How do we help them get into productivity? How do we remove barriers to their success? The experienced agent is looking for leverage. Whether you're on a team or not on a team, your experience, what you're looking for is ease and convenience. How do we deliver this convenience? What does convenience look like? And in the top end of the market, in terms of productivity, these are more so of the rainmakers who operate businesses at large scale. They're looking for leverage. They're looking for systems. They're looking for wealth opportunities. They're looking for balance, health. And I would say the number one factor that people are seeking when you operate businesses at scale, you are seeking talent. How do we provide an environment of talent so that you continuously grow? Because the differentiator between good businesses and great businesses is talent. The top people need talent. We have to create an environment where talent is easily and readily accessible to our top people. That's our macro strategy, okay? As it relates to how we think about our associate experience and how we serve you and how we deliver this for you. Now, this is what we want to be known for. This is our micro strategy. This is what we task the team with every single day in terms of how we serve you locally here in Milwaukee in order to deliver on the macro strategy. One, our desire is to deliver an environment where we have an exceptional reputation that you are proud to be a part of. We have to deliver this through training, smart recruiting, inspecting what we expect in terms of holding a standard of our leadership team, in terms of how we serve you. And we are in business with the top people because people want to play on winning teams. 2, how do we think about and elevate the associate experience? We need to be able to anticipate your needs. We need to connect you with a specialist, and this is important as it relates to where I'm going next. Our team's desire is to say yes to every problem. The biggest thing that gets me frustrated with our team is when we tell you no. And I get really excited in our back channel communications when we tell someone no. Now, if you put us or you at risk, we're going to tell you no, just no. But our desire is to say yes to help you solve your problems. It's important to us that we invest in clean and bright physical spaces so that when you welcome a client in for one of the biggest moments of their lives so that they have a closing, that our team is here to greet them with energy, that we are excited for them on a big day, and that also that your interactions with our team is nothing but positive and that we are infusing energy into how we operate with you every day. And lastly, as it relates to the associate experience, every decision we make, we think about how does this impact the associate? How does this impact the associate and how do we serve them? Lastly, as it relates to our micro strategy, and this is specifically related to us, it's how do we engage the communities? How do we engage our ALCs? How do we cultivate small groups in order to create accountability? How do we create consistent noise in order to be able to tell your story and ours? How do we create consistent agent-led events that people want to be able to participate in? And how do we create consistent community, whether it's Red Day, to how we participate philanthropically, to when we have a taco food truck and people are having fun. Everything we think about is how do we engage you as a community to be able to cultivate that level of culture. Now, here's a lot of the work that's going on in the background because I think the industry is changing, and I had to think about how it is that we serve these three populations of agents with what it is that we want to be known for and how we deliver it, which goes into the strategy of where we've restructured some roles and responsibilities. By the way, all of this means we've been adding headcount, not taking away. I want to be very clear in that way. The difference is, as we think about it as it relates to our flywheel, and this is a lot of the consultant in me that came from 10 years in consulting, is how do we drive vertical alignment amongst our teams, is we have a team of people, Nikki, Dana, Amanda, Mandy, myself, that focus on associate growth and attraction. Who are we in business with? What does this look like? And how do we consult our top people? And we have location-specific teams that do location-specific tasks, roles, and responsibilities, but those teams also have location-agnostic responsibilities. For example, I'm just going to use Willis sits in innovation, but Willis drives our strategy as it relates to our technology stack. Caitlin sits in the North Shore, but Caitlin now is the captain of our agent services team that focuses on our agent integration, onboarding, and orientation. So what we're trying to do is move our team into specialist roles to maximize the talent we have on the team and maximize your experience with your relationship with us. So we've developed an agent services team where they will be focusing on integration, retention, accountability, and engagement. Our technology systems and processes team, which is really led by Willis, which is focusing on our website, our tech stack, and our systems as it relates to how we implement things like implementing AI. Agent productivity, which is training, education, coaching. This is led by Wooten and supported by Bella. Our compliance and legal team, how do we help ensure that you have deal success and mitigate your risk? Lindsay leading our agent and facing marketing team as it relates to the products and services implementation of creating convenience for you to be able to tell your stories. And Jen leading our finance and operations team as it relates to how we operate the brokerage, our P&L, our margins, and where we're choosing to strategically invest in additional resources to maximize your experience with us. Now, what I didn't share with you is an 18-page manifest that I shared, or memo that I shared with the team that helps outlines exactly what everybody's roles and responsibilities are and how the agent's at the center of everything that we do and how we serve you. That went out to the team in June, and this is some of the things that we've been working on to create alignment so that you're a part of an ecosystem, not a location. And that the ecosystem has 7 locations that you can go and get all of the services, resources, and tools you need in order to be successful, because we do not want to limit where you do business. If you have a deal in Washington County, but yet you're in our South Shore office, we want you to know that you can stop into Prestige and have everything you need ready for you, or that one of our team members is there ready to serve you. Or Lake Country, Southwest, Innovation, Ozaki, so on and so forth. The reason for this is we had gotten to a point where we were growing, but what got us to where we were isn't going to get us to where we were going. And we needed to create some alignment and better structure amongst our internal teams so that you had the best possible experience with us. And that took a lot of internal work over the last 90 days to get us to where we are. And where you probably likely felt it the most was in the compliance element, where we created some friction because we were trying to create some efficiencies to our processes, and unintentionally we created more work for you, which we did not intend for. Just know we're not settling for how we've always operated. We're trying to figure out how we evolve how we operate in order to make your experience, to maximize your experience with us, and how do we continuously help you get better in order to drive productivity across all elements of your life. Does that make sense? I share it with you because I recognize that sometimes in my role, I sit in this stuff so much that I forget to communicate it out to the team so that you have clarity as to what it is that we're doing and how we're working and how we think about how we serve you moving forward. Cool? Sweet. There's our team as it stands today. I will be very transparent. We have a few gaps on our leadership team that we need to do, restructure the team to create alignment as to roles and responsibilities. So we knew what we were identifying, what we were looking for next, versus just filling a hole to fill a hole. Good news is the team is only growing in order to serve you, not getting smaller. So I want to make that very clear in terms of how we're thinking about the investments and where we see opportunities to enhance your experience with us. It's a big team. 9 years ago when I came into this thing, we had 4 people. So it's a good thing. It's a total blessing, and it's an absolute joy and pleasure to serve you guys every single day in terms of how we think about it. And I think the way we think about it in our approach is paying off because it's showing up in your level of productivity. And it goes back to the original thing, which I shared with you, which we are focused on growth, which drives productivity across all elements of your life. Productivity leads to increased market share and influence that you have within the communities that you serve. And all of that leads to a stickiness that creates retention in terms of how we cultivate our community. And I share that with you just because what we've accomplished and what we will continue to accomplish together, it will be incredible things. And we're thinking about how we enhance your experience with us every single day. So I wanted to create some clarity for that to you and offer that as a background of some of the things that we've been working on as it relates to your experience with us. Cool? Last thing. Didn't expect this because I forgot this was in here. All of this is possible because here's the truth. Katie Falk was my neighbor when I was a kid. She lived right next door. She had Mike, she had Catherine, she had Sands, and she had Mercedes. 4 kids. If you didn't know this too, Katie's ex-husband was Gordy Falk, who started the Whitefish Bay Pumpkins. Carlisle Avenue. He had a great experience. Katie's turning 80 on Thursday, and she's still going strong. I share that with you because we celebrate birthdays like in the macro environment. We don't talk about it a lot on Tuesday. But none of this would be possible if she didn't knock on my mom's door to say, you should get into this business. And then I was 8 years old and I stuffed Katie's envelopes for about $5 a day. And then I would go to Winkies to buy baseball cards and Fitzy's to buy Tootsie Rolls and then ride my bike back to Carlisle. But I share with you that because if you see Katie this week or if you have her cell phone number, shoot her a text, wish her happy birthday. She means the world to me. So I didn't expect to cry this morning, but she means a lot to all of us. And she is a massive influence on our industry. She's been doing it for 50 plus years and she means a lot to a lot of people. So wish her happy birthday. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up.